What up, Pink ladies, T-birds? Just happen to be watchers in my My name is Jimmy Pynk. Drag race is coming. Okay, I told y'all last week that I had a very full weekend and drag race probably wouldn't be till Monday or Tuesday. But I watched these Grammys yesterday and we got to get into it. First of all, happy Black History Month. And this Grammys had a lot of Black History moments. And oddly enough, this was kind of one of the blackest Grammys I had ever seen. Okay, so I'm going to just get into some of the highlights that I really want to talk to that's still fresh in my mind. It is approximately 9:13 a.m. where I'm at. I have not gotten dressed or anything for the day because, I got to put on a little frou-frou for Drag Race. But let's talk about these Grammys real quick. So first of all, best Grammy performance I've ever seen in my life was the 50-year hip-hop tribute. It was fantastic. Now, unlike some people, because folks got Twitter fingers and they act like they actually know what the fuck they talking about. And I don't claim to be some kind of expert, but I know a little bit about how award shows go and things like that. First of all, let's remember that these people are famous. People are on tour. People have other obligations. Some people are shooting movies, all kind of shit. So yeah, were there some people I would have liked to have seen in that 50-year block that weren't there? Absolutely. I was really shocked that, especially because Dr. Dre not only won a Grammy, but the first one ever, and the award is named after him. I was very surprised to see that there was no representation of anything he touched. There was no Ice Cube. I'm not going to say NWA, but there was no Ice Cube. There was no 50 Cent, Eminem. Like, none of that happened. No Snoop. No Snoop Dogg. But again, these are people that I feel like were probably asked and declined or couldn't do it for some reason, because I just don't believe those are some of the largest hip hop artists of the last 50 years. Like Eminem, I think still is the greatest selling hip hop artist of all time. M wasn't there. And it's the Grammys, they would have been itching to have at least one white person in that hip hop montage. And it probably should have been Eminem. I highly doubt that he wasn't asked. I feel like Snoop definitely should have been there. I highly doubt he wasn't asked. Some of the old school pioneers. And keep in mind, too, we are at the age that a lot of people in hip hop have passed on that probably would have been included. I'm sure if they could have had a representative from the Fat Boys, they would have been there. Y'all don't feel like the Fat Boys is that important to hip hop? Well, then ask yourself why both Jay-Z and Nas have name-checked the Fat Boys breaking up in their songs. Like they were huge. No pun intended. I'm sure if one of them would have been alive or able to perform, they would have included the Fat Boys. There was no... I can't believe there was no Death Row representation. Not a lot of West Coast representation, because they were doing from 50 years ago till now. I was actually surprised because Kendrick Lamar was there that Kendrick Lamar wasn't in it. The man got a Pulitzer Prize for writing a hip hop album. If we're doing 50 years of hip hop, yeah, Kendrick Lamar probably should have been included, since we were doing a whole over everything. Kendrick Lamar probably should have been in it. What pisses me off is people were saying Jay-Z should have been in there. Jay-Z was right there. Did you watch the whole Grammys and did you see Jay-Z rap nonstop for about 4 minutes? Sitting down, no less. Now, if you're not a rapper, you might not understand how difficult what he actually did on live television was. He did not miss a beat. He did not lose his breath. And he was sitting down. That's just like somebody singing, sitting down, the breath control that takes. I'm sure Jay-Z probably was asked. He may have been like, I'm already performing with Khaled. I don't want to do two. Really, in all honesty, the night was really his wife's night, because Beyonce was more likely than not going to break the record for having the most Grammys of any person of all time. So he probably was like, I don't want to do too much. Lil Wayne as well. Lil Wayne was performing in that same performance. Rick Ross was performing in the same performance. Even though I do not care for Rick Ross, I would not have minded if Rick Ross would have been included in that 50 years of hip hop segment. No Dougie Fresh. He may have said no. I thought they did a great job for what they did. I was very pleased to see there was no less than 5 female MCs, two of which Salt and Pepper are a group. But to do the whole, like, kind of a quick retrospective of 50 years of hip hop, for it to actually be 4 female acts within that, shouts to Glorilla, by the way, for getting the new slot. That's huge. I was actually really surprised there was no representation of No Limit or Cash Money. I was very surprised about that. I was surprised, like, not Ludacris. There wasn't a lot of Midwest representation either. We got Nelly, which fair. He definitely has a slot. But there was like no Bone Thugs, no Twista, no Common. The Midwest representation was lacking, as well as I feel like the West Coast. They had Too Short there, which I was happy. I was happy with Too Short. I'm like, yeah, you gotta have Short Dog. But I was like kind of surprised at no E40. Again, no Death Row representation, not Snoop, not Dog Pound, not, especially like I said with Dr. Dre winning an award. I was very shocked. When they did get to the new rappers, once I realized it wasn't going to be Eminem, I was very shocked it wasn't Jack Harlow, considering the fact that he is an extremely popular artist and that they didn't have no white people. I was thrilled to see Glorilla though. Lil Baby. I know people love Lil Baby. I'm not a huge fan. I don't dislike him, but I'm not a huge fan, not yet. And maybe that is a bias because I love Jack Harlow. But I think the problem with some of the newer music is everybody was doing like pretty hype segments. Like it was a very energetic performance. And when you went to Lil Baby, the whole thing came to a screeching halt because God forbid these young rappers do a song that's got some damn tempo. But then they brought out Glorilla, and I was like, okay, bring it back up. Then we got Lil Uzi Vert looking like a cross between Kodak Black and the Gollywog. And the jury is still out on me for that. I just want to rock. Don't copyright me because I'm just doing yeah. Because that's not a song to me. It gets played on the radio all the time, but that's not a song to me. You have the intro build up, then the beat come on. He say about 4 bars. The song start over again. It go back to the yeah, and then it goes off. I don't even know if that song is 90 seconds long. And I was like, of all the people that were doing hip hop from 50 years ago to right now, and yeah, might have should have ended it with Glorilla. I'm just saying. But I know like that song is out like right this second. So it's like y'all really went all the way up till right now in hip hop. But it wasn't a better choice than is that even hip hop? Is he even do y'all even consider him rapping what he's doing on that song? I, no Lil Jon, no Yin Yang Twins, nothing from the crunk era. Like I felt like the 2000s and 2010s were highly underrepresented. And I know those weren't the greatest times in hip hop, but I'm like, y'all could have put no Yin Yang Twins. Y'all ain't asked them because they did it. Y'all didn't ask them because they did it because they want to be relevant so bad. They did it. No, well, no Lil Jon, no T-Pain, no Akon. Like that whole 2000, 2010 era, we was rocking from the damn when you came out with the message. It's like a jungle sometimes. It made me wonder how I keep from going under. Great start. And you rolled up, and then we got to about 98. And then it was Lil Baby. I was like, I mean, you gave me a little bit with Busta Rhymes. You had him do his verse on Look At Me Now, where he be rapping real fast. But it was just like, and at least Too Short did do Blow the Whistle. So I was like, okay, you are representing the Bay. You know, he from the Bay, but you also representing because you did the song that was the Thiz, which is like the Bay Area sound. That when you say the Bay Area, you think of that sound. And that's the song that he actually has with E40. Um, so thrilled to see Scarface. Like, it was some people that I just knew, okay, well, this person is coming out and this person is coming out. But there was some shockers. I was surprised to see Rakim. I was surprised to see Scarface. Not that I didn't feel like they had a place. I just was like, okay, they literally already said we couldn't fit in everybody. And I know Scarface was sick. He looked great. I was very thrilled. I believe it or not, I wasn't expecting Missy. Probably because once I seen Salt and Pepper and Queen Latifah, we are so conditioned that females don't get they shine in hip hop. I definitely didn't think we was gonna get Missy. No Bad Boy Records representation. None. Maybe y'all didn't want to do that many females. Lil Kim is still out here. Um, no, we couldn't have Biggie, but that's fine. One thing I think we can all drink to this morning. This is coffee, by the way. Again, 9:30 a.m. This is coffee, by the way. It is not wine in this cup. This is coffee this time. Um, but one thing we could all raise our morning Joe to. Haha, no pun intended, is that Fat Joe's ass wasn't nowhere to be seen on that stage. Thank you. Please quit making like Fat Joe is an icon that he is not. Please. He's a personality and that's good to have him talking on shit. But no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He shouldn't have got a spot in that. And he was there, and I was very, very pleased that he was not in this. Speaking of other hip hop moments, let's get to that final verse. And I did like touch on Jay-Z and how like epic that was and how like long he really was rapping. I'm gonna get back to this. Wait, before I get to that, I done lost my train of thought because I had to get back into another comical moment for me. Of course, there are 5 elements of hip hop. Y'all had the breakers out there. I mean, y'all really couldn't. I mean, y'all could have. It's the Grammys, but it was so much going on. I don't think y'all could have had somebody out there doing live graffiti. That was a really well orchestrated, a very long, well orchestrated, with no less than 20 acts doing that performance. Each with their own graphic and what they wanted to do. And the staging of that alone had to be insane. So I'm not gonna complain graffiti wasn't there. However, we did get some DJing with DJ Jazzy Jeff, and we got a little bit of scratching on Rock the Bells. Y'all, Will Smith probably should have been in that. Now you fucking up your music shit too. Will Smith should have been. It should have been DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Probably should have been in that, and probably would have had Will Smith not slapped the shit out of Chris Rock last year at the Oscars. They probably would have been in it. He is the winner of the first hip hop Grammy. He would have been in it. I mean, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Let me not discount DJ Jazzy Jeff, but they are the winner of the first ever rap Grammy. Giving y'all some history lessons here. I don't know if y'all knew that. They are the winners of the first hip hop. First, it was called rap then. It wasn't the hip hop category. It wasn't urban. It was rap. They won. So probably definitely should have been there. And I thought it was nice that they at least was like, well, we can't hold what Will did against DJ Jazzy Jeff. So they gave DJ Jazzy Jeff a little bit to shine. I thought that was good. No Young Money representation. No Drake. No Nicki. Like I said, they probably did ask Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne was already performing with DJ Khaled. So I mean, it was some strange omissions. I mean, I understand some of the people probably were asked and said no. The only real strange person to me, again, the really only strange person that I thought they did a great job. The only person that was strange to me was ending it with Lil Uzi. And the song that's not even a song or a rap song. Like, and they didn't end it with him doing nothing. They just ended it. He just came out. Y'all get it. I forgot what I was saying about the Jay-Z thing now. It went because I forgot about the Will Smith thing. Of course, I know the Beehive is out there. Beyonce is the most winningest Grammy Award person of all time. Just as a black woman, even though I'm not a Beyonce fan, that's huge. That was huge. I was just here for Lizzo and Adele's energy at their table. Because I was like, you know what? And sitting them together was perfect because they kind of two sides of the same coin. Because Adele, she has like this reserved and beautiful voice, and she seemed like she's so reserved. But if you ever seen her talk or accept an award, oh, she gonna cuss. Like she gonna cuss. It's gonna come out. Like her and Lizzo, and then like they was just cheering for everybody. They was enjoying the performances. Like I was just living for the energy at the Lizzo Adele table, the at a Lizzo table, the at a Lizzo table was lit. They were everything. Here's something I need the Grammys not to do. Y'all are not the Oscars. And y'all even took it a step further than the Oscar. Why is Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Album of the Year all 10 people? That is too many. That is too many. Oh, my mother was laughing at me because I'm still pissed off about Andrea Riseborough and these Oscars. So when the Grammy started, I was like, okay, well, I was finishing my food. I hadn't got a cigarette yet. And I was like, well, just tell me if I miss anything. So when I came back, she had let me know Viola Davis won an EGOT. Yes, suck on that, racist ass Oscar people that voted for Andrea Riseborough talking about because Viola Davis and Danielle Detweiler was gonna get in and didn't neither one of the black women get in. Suck on that, bitch. You will never have an EGOT. You will never. You pull some fancy Hollywood finagling bullshit with connections and ties to get an Oscar nomination, first of all, your ass ain't gonna win. I hope you don't fucking win. Because that would really be some bullshit. And I ain't seen the movie. I don't care to see the fucking movie. I heard it's not that she's undeserving. It's just the way that she got in there. She was a little small ass movie that she would have never got the Oscar nomination for. And they didn't pull some damn strings. But, bitch, I hope you don't get the Oscar because that was some bullshit. Because had the two people that was the runner ups been some of their white friends in Hollywood, I don't think that trick would have fucking worked. I don't. Sorry about it. I don't. But any old way, suck on that bitch because you can never. My girl got an EGOT. You can never. Another Black History moment. Third Black woman ever to do it. We know one is Whoopi. I gotta find out who the second is because I don't even know who the second Black woman that it is. I know the first one was Whoopi Goldberg. I know John Legend got an EGOT. That's not a woman though. I'll have to find out. Maybe she's just the third Black person to do it. Maybe she's not the third Black woman. I'm gonna have to look that up. Um, what else? Lizzo's performance was great. Oh, can we talk about cause I knew the shit was gonna start spiraling, y'all. I was like, oh, where's the people that's gonna be out here talking about the Grammys is the Illuminati devil worshiping thing because Sam Smith and Kim Petras unholy performance. Well, here's the thing. It's called a performance. Their song is called Unholy. And they gave me all the camp and the drag I needed. Kim Petras, you need to work on your stage presence. I also seen you on Saturday Night Live. You need to work on that, boo boo. You on a larger stage now. You really got to work on that. But I did think that was a very sweet moment for Sam Smith, who is already a Grammy winner. Let Kim Petras accept the award to speak on her story and about being trans and everything. I was with that. That was cool. Um, Best new artist is a young Black girl to sing jazz. Didn't see it coming, but yay for her. Um, In Memoriam was long as balls. Three whole different songs in Memoriam by three different groups of people. Well, people or groups of people. Um, that was wild. And for that matter, like I said, a lot of the newer stuff was not represented. I feel like if you was doing 50 years of hip hop, probably the most influential artist in real time that's influential to hip hop in the last at least 6 to 7 years were not represented, and that was Future and the Migos. And Future was there. And Future was there. I was kind of shocked they didn't ask Future. And understandably, with Quavo doing the tribute to Takeoff, and Takeoff not being there, and that still probably has to even be sore for them to perform that way. The Migos probably wasn't going to do it. But definitely the most influential, I feel like, hip hop artist over the last 7 years of what has shaped the sound and what hip hop sounds like now was Future and the Migos. Like I said, the 2010s and 2000s and 2010s was not well represented at all. At all. Um, but overall, I did enjoy it. But those 20 years was just like not even in the equation at all. Or maybe they did have people that they asked for those eras and they all declined. We don't know. Um, yeah, Steve Lacy was great. Steve Lacy was great. I really like Steve Lacy. I really like that song, Bad Habits, and I'm glad it was, sometimes the nomination is the win. When this is your first nomination and you out here nominated up against Beyonce and Lizzo and Adele and Bonnie Raitt and ABBA, like people that's like, Bad Bunny, and you knew and you nominated about against like these powerhouse superstars, some more super than others, but Bad Bunny is huge. Bad Bunny is huge. All music is not in English and all music is not in America. Bad Bunny is huge globally. I mean, he's huge here, but globally, he is a phenomenon. So to even be nominated with those people, sometimes the nomination is the win, and you got to perform at the Grammys. Amazing, wonderful, stupendous. Um, Other than that, that's really all I gotta say about the Grammys. Like I said, I enjoyed a lot of the performances. Um, oh, last thing, the tribute to Berry Gordy and Smokey Robinson with the four random four tops, Nay and Millie rocking. I couldn't. I said, is y'all Nay and Millie rocking to Motown? Stop it. Stop it. Other than that, if I think of something else, we can discuss on a live sometime this week. But overall, and I haven't watched the whole Grammys in a long time. I sat down and watched it with my mom. And I gotta say, first of all, just the hip hop part was worth watching the whole damn thing. But um Brandy Carlisle rocked out. I ain't a huge fan. Ain't taking nothing from her. Chris Stapleton singing with Stevie Wonder. It was cool. I don't think that was the greatest song for Chris Stapleton. If y'all watch my lives or y'all know anything about me, y'all know like I fuck with Chris Stapleton a long way. Like I fucks with Chris Stapleton. Like that's my dude. Um, Love his voice. He got a lot of soul, man. So I wasn't surprised that like they brought him out. He was eating on that guitar though, wasn't he? He was eating on that guitar. I was like, you better get it, Chris Stapleton. But yeah, it was people I was surprised didn't perform. Like not, I don't know. I'm sure they did ask Beyonce. She probably was like, nah, you know. But overall, that's the best good outro. Okay, last thing for real. Don't get Trevor Noah no more. I don't know if his jokes are not suited for that environment. I don't know if everybody was. I don't know if he did something to piss people off, but a lot of them jokes were not landing. And of everything in the show, like he really was the worst part about the show. I ain't too mad about nobody's performances. Queen Latifah fucked up UNITY, but she got it together. Um, but other than that, I didn't really hate anybody's performance. It wasn't nobody's performance. I was like, wow, I went to go smoke during the Luke Combs or whoever, whatever, whichever country motherfucker y'all picked this week that y'all like that ain't Chris Stapleton. Um, I skipped right on over him, but that was the only performance I really didn't see, and everybody else's performance was pretty good. I love Bad Bunny's energy because I love anybody to represent for their culture. And he came out here and was like, "Oh, I'm opening this shit about to get real Puerto Rican in this bitch, real Latin in this bitch," and he did that, and I actually enjoyed it. I love somebody that celebrates their culture. We certainly celebrated ours, didn't we, hip hop people? Oh yes, we did. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm probably going to go ahead and get dressed and everything. I gotta find my notebook. It's around here. somewhere. I had to get dressed a whole lot of times, so this is all in disarray from this weekend. But I'm gonna watch Drag Race. So be on the lookout for that. That review should either come later on today or tomorrow. We'll do a live sometime this week. Maybe today or tomorrow. Just letting y'all know, if y'all got to the end of this, be prepared. I didn't even say my sponsor, who is myself. Nostalgia Mask on Etsy. The link is right on down there. Come check it out, even if you don't buy anything. I don't give a fuck about YouTube's algorithm. However, I do give a fuck about Etsy's because that's how I make my money. So even if you don't buy anything, please just click on the link, check some things out. You know, you can support, but you don't have to financially support. If you see something you like, by all means, if you got the money for it, buy it. But just check it out because that is an algorithm too, and I need to, make sure people is looking at my shits so that people that do want to buy it, it goes up and it kind of worked the same way as YouTube, except for I ain't got to beg nobody to like, subscribe, and all that bullshit. So please check that out. And I want to thank all of you. Drag Race is coming. Don't you worry. Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Just you wait. And keep it greasy. Deuces.